Hello and welcome back to another episode here on Judith Plains. I was just looking at the quad track there, I was losing the road. He's finishing off that cultivating contract on field 107. We've already finished 2 fertilizing contracts, one on field 4, which was $15,106, and field 25, $14,143. This truck still doesn't sit straight on the road. It's really annoying. Especially when it's loaded up like this. It just seems to drift between lanes. Doesn't matter what way you steer it. It just it goes its own path. Well, we've already taken a full load of sorghum in here. This is the second load. So I'll just get these uncovered now. It's on this side here. I'm not sure what the other one is. That must be for the train, I think. Or to load up in the train. Right, we'll go to this back hopper first to get this unloaded. We should be left with some. There isn't any in the combine and he's already down towards field 12 and started off. So that's a barley field, I believe. And this is the sorghum contract. The cultivating wood one should be just finishing any second now. But we do have quite a lot of contracts to complete today. So it is going to be quite busy. We'll just get this tipped off in there. I don't know how much of this is going to need to finish the contract, but either this contract is going to finish first or the cultivating one is very, very close. They're going to finish at the same time. Oh no, that's that one done already. Right, let's empty this last bit out for this contract. Shouldn't take too much. There we go. So $589 of harvest income for that, and we're left with 12,440 litres of sorghum. So we can complete that contract because there's nothing left in that field. He's already started on field 12, which is here. Oh, it's canola, sorry, not barley. A canola contract. There's a barley contract as well. That's where I'm getting mixed up. So that harvested one we just did with sorghum, $27,328. We'll collect that. And cultivating with the quad track there, $17,655. I think he'll be making his way back down to the farm again. In fact, no, I can tell him just hold on. So there's one on field 54. He can get that on the way down, which, yes, that's on the main road. So we'll accept that one. He'll get onto that contract now. There's baling contracts. There's another good fertilizing one, actually, field 4. We just did that field. That's odd. Let's have a look down here. That's a big map, isn't it? Field 4, here. So, what's the fertilizing state there? Oh, and he's lined as well. Right, we just did that contract because I've got it here. Field 4, $15,106, and it's coming up here again. Well, I'm not going to take that on. I think something's happened there. So the only one we can really do is the barley contract. There is a decent mowing contract actually, so we could potentially try that one. Potentially a spraying contract as well, and it looks quite good for tedding grass. So we potentially could take on this contract as well. However, with the tedding grass, it's meant to rain at 2 o'clock, so I think we got caught out last time. I think we're just going to leave the contracts just now for harvesting. Obviously the guy can make his start on the cultivating contract. We should complete that in time. This harvesting one's already 8% complete. The field isn't too big, not compared to this sorghum contract we just did, so we should manage that. But we're going to put this back down into our yard, into the grain bins, and see what other contracts there is to complete. We've actually very nearly reached what we wanted to have in the bank, which is $450,000. We do need one root crop, which we can actually get because there is a field beside us that needs root crop, that has potatoes in it ready to harvest. The only issue is if we get that, we need to rent the harvester, which is quite expensive. So I'm hoping the contract comes up today, maybe later on, maybe tomorrow. If it does, that's a bonus. It means we can get potatoes into storage, which we can't put in a silo. We're going to have to get a thing for that. I never thought in that. We're going to have to get bulk storage barn for that. And there's going to be so much potatoes if we buy that field that we're going to need a production to process it, because for what we need, we don't actually need much potatoes. It's just a minute amount. It's 5% of what we need. So we could potentially get a potato factory of some sort, a potato processing one, a chip factory, or see what else there is. Right, let's go and drop this off at the farm. We are going to go ahead and get this contract finished. Or started, should I say. He's already started, but we need to take the first load out. And this field here is the one that we're going to be cultivating up with the quad track. I do need to look into getting a bigger cultivator as well. There is a Bednar, I can't remember the name of it now, but is it 10 centimeters? I think it's 10 centimeters narrower than the most expensive one, but it saves about $70,000. And it's the same working speed as the one that's slightly narrower again. So I think the Swift, it's not the Swifter, it's the Bednar. Let's check. I was looking at it earlier. Oh, Swifter, Bednar Swifter. Yeah, so it's 18.2 meter working width, whereas this one here is 18.3 meters, but 6 miles an hour. This one's 10. So that's what I was thinking of. I better not stop there and hold up traffic. Right, let's continue on. We're going to get the harvesting contract finished. That guy's coming down with a quad track and cultivator to do field 54. We'll try and get them both done. He's nearly got a full tank as well. I think we need to hurry up, because we're going back up to the top where we just were dropping that sorghum off. That's where we're going back up to again. So I need to get this off the truck first so we can take a full load right up. So let's get that done and complete this contract, and we'll see you in a little bit. Well, that's us just finishing up this contract for the canola. We're going to see how much is left over. But the rain is coming soon. The cultivator is just finishing now, or any minute now should be. And the rain is due at 2 o'clock, so another just over an hour. I don't think it's the best idea to start a contract. I thought I'd finished there. There we go. So $517 of income plus 12,054 litres for ourselves. So yeah, it's not very feasible to start another contract now. There is a couple, potentially a cultivating one, which is actually yeah, let's go for that one. It might have been a bad idea, but we'll see. He is just finishing that one now in field 54. I'm only doing it because it's right across the road, so you can just nip over and make a start on that. The fertilizer one, we said before we weren't going to do that one because we just literally did it this morning. Harvesting, that's a new one. Oats we may, but we could probably leave that till later on. Spraying, but it is quite a big field. Yeah, I think we'll just leave all these just now. Right, let's complete this. So $30,185 for that contract. And this one should be done any second now, and he'll move over to field 59 and he'll get that done. Right, we're going to put this back into our yard. He's going to move over and do the other field. I'll probably skip time forward a little bit till this afternoon and see what else comes through. If there's nothing, that's the contract finished now. So let's complete that one. $20,352, and he's going to shoot across to field 59 across the road and get that one done as well. But yeah, we'll fast forward a little bit, see if we've got anything else to do today. If not, we're going to jump into tomorrow, where hopefully the corn is ready. Well, that's this contract nearly complete, so we'll just put this into the sell point now and see how much barley we are going to be left with. We did actually complete another contract as well. We'll just tip that in there now. I think it'll take this whole hopper and a bit of the next one. It wasn't too bad a size of field though. We'll just wait and see first though, because it's very close. No, almost. Right, how much of this 20,000 litres are we going to have left to keep? There we go. So $319 of sold barley. I'll cover that again, and we're left with 11,090 litres. So if we add that on to the 27,000 we've got, we've also got 21,000 litres of canola, 86,000 litres of sorghum, and obviously corn we're hoping is tomorrow. But we can go and complete that contracts now. So we got that field done, $12,928, although we had to wait. We got caught out with the rain. It started as we started the field. So we kind of had to wait a few hours till it passed, and it warmed up again, so it got kind of decent. And this one, he's left the tractor in the corner of the field again. $50,383, that's why we took it on. He's just finished that as we were finishing up that field and taking this last load over to complete this contract. So that's finished now as well, harvesting $17,137. Right, I don't know if there is anything left to do. I think it's all just the same ones as before, the 2 spinach, and then we've got an oats contract. Yeah. Right, still no ploughing contracts though. Right, I think we'll leave that as it is just now. We're going to jump into tomorrow and see if the corn is ready. And hopefully, if it is, we're going to be buying ourselves a corn header, or we're going to be financing one, because we need to look for a field preferably and a bit of land so that we can get organised for December. We do need potatoes or sugar beet, and I've been debating. I've been looking into it a little bit. I should have turned there. I keep forgetting I can go through there with certain implements. But yes, we are going to start the ethanol plant as normal again once the corn is harvested and we can dry some, get that started again, get some money coming in. But with the potatoes or sugar beet we can use, the potatoes we can get a potato factory, which isn't on the map but we can place it. And there is the sugar beet, which we can use as sugar beet for what we need, and we can cut it and we can put it into the biomass plant, which is on the map, which can then produce methane, and there's something else it can produce. We're going in here. Electricity. Now we can't sell electric or methane just now. We need to get something for that, but that's future plans. But at the moment it looks like we're going to be doing sugar beet next year. I'm not sure how we're going to harvest it yet, but we'll find out. Right, let's jump into the morning and see if the corn is ready to harvest. Well, we've jumped into the next day. It's now September, and we've taken on a few cultivating contracts. The main reason we're up here, we've got 3 of them, but one of them, field 111, is quite huge. It's 32 hectares. So it's not the smallest of fields by any means, but it's worth almost $90,000, plus the other 2. That's a good chunk of money this morning. So what we're going to do is we're going to sell this and buy that Bednar Swifter cultivator. So let's sell this. Repair $243, so $68,613. When we were going to sell this down at the yard, it was coming in at $62,143. So by taking it up here and doing that little $250 repair, that's increased it by about $6,000 in value, just taking it up to the store. So $68,613. Right, let's go and purchase the new cultivator. I will just come around here and then we'll make the purchase. So, cultivators. This is the one we were originally looking at, was one of these. Obviously there's a good bit between that working width of 18.3 meters and this 14.3. However, this one does 9 miles an hour and this one only does 6. Then I remembered I had this as well. It is a mod, but it's the Bednar Swifter SM1800. 18.2 meter working width, but 10 miles an hour working speed. And it only requires 500 horsepower, so that quad track we've got will pull this with no issues. So $120,500 means we've only spent around $52,000-ish on purchasing this because we sold the old one for $68,000. So we're going to buy this outright because we need to save money for the corn plant, not the corn planter. We've already got a planter for the corn header. And I checked this morning, that's why we're doing a couple of contracts just to kind of blast through today and jump into tomorrow. If we look down here, That is the color we are looking for. So tomorrow, or it'll be next month, potentially not tomorrow, that 3 cornfields will be ready. There is this one here with potatoes. We did think about purchasing to use that, but we've really got no use for potatoes, at least not yet. And the only harvesting contract we've got is peas, and we don't need that. And there's more ploughing contracts as well. So we are going to go and get, there's a spraying contract as well. That may be worth doing, but we're going to focus on this just now. We're going to take this for a little test run. We're going to do fields 110 and 111 just now. Then we're going to set a worker off down in field 12. And he's going to get that field done. Right, let's go and see how this performs in the field. And see how the big case does with the new cultivator, which hopefully will increase productivity quite drastically. Comparing the size of this one and the old one, it's probably be twice the size. I think by the time the other one's folded out, it's about nine-ish meters or something like that. So yeah, this is double the width. So already we are halving the time we're spending in the field cultivating. So let's head out to the field and get this contract done. Well, we've quickly nipped up here just now. The combine is just finishing off. I don't think it's going to be too long, so we've just got enough time to give this truck a quick service because it is very low indeed, 84% damaged. It does need fuel at some point as well. Repair $9,154, that's not too bad. Right, now we'll head back down to the field. We are thinking potentially about another contract. It is very well priced. We'll just take a quick look. So we've still got that 2 cultivating contracts. He's almost finished, or unless he is finished, is he? I'm not sure, I can't quite see the top of that field. We are almost finished this one. I think he's on the headland passes now. And we've still got this one in field 12. I did see this one come through for field 72, so we can do that on the way down. $62,000. There is still peas, spinach, sorghum, peas. Yeah, I think we'll leave them just now. Yeah, that's going to be the better option, I think. So we'll go back down, grab the trailer, unload what's left in that combine. So we'll see you at the sell point to see how much we get left with. The only thing we've been looking for is there isn't a sell point for methane or electric. I have looked online, there is a sell everything. But I think we'll have to figure that out a bit later on in the series. Well, I say later on in the series, probably a couple episodes, and we'll be looking to branch into that. However, at the moment, we are needing something to do with potatoes. I was thinking some sort of chip factory. I know there's a potato processing one in the game, but it's very expensive and I don't know if we're going to be able to make our money back on it. So I need something cheap that's, you know, it can be a slow process. We don't need the money back right away, but obviously the cheaper it is, the easier it is to make the money back eventually, even if it takes us a few years. However, let's finish up these contracts. I'll see you down there in just a minute, and we'll see how much we are left with from the grain. Well, that was very convenient. He had just finished up as we were arriving, so we've got 36,973 litres of wheat left. I don't know how much is going to need to complete the contract, but we should be left with a decent amount. It's definitely going to empty this back hopper, and we'll take some out of the front. Come back a little bit. There we go. So we're almost there for the contract, 99% done. So $537 sold, and we're left with 15,814 litres, which we can add to the barley we've already got, 38,400 litres. So we're doing not bad. But we need to get this other contract finished for today, and I don't think I'm going to take on the other one. As much as it would be good to, I think I'll just leave that one's. We'll finish field 111 and field 12, and then jump into tomorrow, where hopefully we're going to get the corn harvest done. But just before we do that, let's go into here and we can complete this harvesting one, $20,073, and we'll get this one completed soon as well. So I'll head back to the yard, drop this wheat off, and we will jump into tomorrow, where we'll collect from both of these contracts, and we'll see if the corn is ready so that we can go and finance our new corn header. So we'll see you first thing in the morning. Well, we've moved into the next day now. We've already spent $8,250 for 5,000 litres of diesel because we just ran out filling this up. And you'll notice a new shed here. We spent $35,000 on that. That is a bulk storage for root crops, so for potatoes, which we're away to go and do just now, and also for our sugar beet, which we plan to do next year. But before we go and lease the bit of equipment, we first need to purchase the field. So it's field 13 here. We'll just double check, make sure it's still ready to take the foliage off of. Yes. So there is still potatoes in there. We're going to use this field to rotate corn into for next year, and try and not use this. We'll maybe use fields 9 and 13 for corn next year. 2 and 10 will be potentially sugar beet, and 3 and 7, or we'll probably put sugar beet into 3 and 7, and potentially field 2 leaving fields 10 with sorghum. Hopefully we can purchase field 11 or 20 next year as well to increase the amount of crops we can do, but for just now, let's purchase this one. So $315,720, we're going to buy that one. Just double check it's still ready for foliage. Yes. We also need to complete that 2 contracts from yesterday. So field 111, $88,961, and field 12, $27,770. So we've already made back a good bit of that field, and we've got a worker out with a quad track up on field 72, and that's worth $62,000. So after all that, we're left with $285,872. So let's go and lease that bit of equipment. We also need to get a trailer as well. We don't have, or we do have the one trailer, which is the Super B, the double trailers, but they don't take potatoes. So we need to buy a trailer for that as well. So that's going to take us very close to the 200,000 mark. Obviously this contract we're doing today, and we still need to spend about 30,000 on a small potato production plant, which is a crisp factory or chip factory. So we've got that to do as well. While we're up at the store picking up this potato harvester, it's a pull behind one, just because of the price difference between that and a self-propelled. We can leave the worker working away with that, and then we can go and get the new trailer and take it down. He should be fairly full by that point. And we also need to repair this when we're up there. We're only doing this today so that we can have an extra field for next year, and it gives us something to work away with just now, because we can use potatoes and sugar beet for what we're planning, which I'm hoping it's now going to be the next episode, because this one's dragged on a little bit longer than I hoped to try and get to corn, but we've got to take it as we come. So we're going to head up, grab this new, well, I say the new one, we're going to grab the new trailer, but that's after we get the rented potato harvester, repair this, and we'll see you in the field for a bit of a montage for doing the potatoes and the cultivating as well. Hopefully we can get another couple of contracts in to boost the bank balance, because between now, hopefully, I know there's only one field with corn in it that isn't ours on the whole map, which is quite unbelievable, but that's the only field that we can do with a contract to gain extra corn for our ethanol plant. However, we have to survive until next year. I thought the cornfield was there, but I think it's maybe somewhere else over that side of the road. But yeah, we have to survive to next year without any contracts pretty much after next month, and it's going to be quite slow, and we've got all that finance and things, and when the corn's ready next month, we've got the corn header to finance as well, so there's another thing that we've got to pay for monthly. So let's go and get this potato harvester and get cracking on with today. Well, that's us just finishing up the potatoes now. It has taken all day. It's now just after 5 o'clock, so I think we're going to be billed for this next hour. I don't really know what he's doing. There's not, unless he's getting that little bits. I hope not. He's coming back this way. Stop. I don't know what he's doing. He's finished though. There's nothing else apart from that little bits. We're not worried about that. We've got too much potatoes, to be honest, now. He's going to square off and then he's going to stop. Watch this. Nope. What's he going to be doing now? There's nothing there. Oh no. Yep, he's finished now. Right, let's go and get this picked up. So the lease cost for this is going to be quite high, I would imagine. I can't remember the hourly cost. It's about $4,000-ish per hour. So it's going to be quite expensive because we've ran this since back at 9, I think, this morning. And probably going to charge us for this last hour as well. Right, let's get that loaded up, see what we're left with. Jump in the other tractor quickly. We'll park this tractor at the edge of the field, then we'll take off hire now. Hopefully we don't get charged for the full hour. But we'll find out in a second. There we go. Right, we'll move this off to the side of the field. Get this all folded up ready. I think we'll do tomorrow, we're going to get into corn. Fingers crossed it's ready. And get this field cultivated, the other ones cultivated as well, or ploughed if they need to be. I think the corn fields will need to be ploughed as well. Right, let's drop that there. We'll get that off hire just now. Let's go find this in the menu. Vehicles, where are we? Grimmy, there we go. Right, return this one. There we go. It's not going to tell us how much it is just now. We'll turn this off, leave that there. Right, let's go and take this over, put this into the shed where we can find our new bucket we purchased as well. But for just now, we spent $3,885 repairing the 8810, $10,455 initially to lease the potato harvester. But I don't have the hourly cost. I think it's about $4,000 an hour. We spent $10,396 to repair the Massey, and then $66,400 for this new Bednar trailer we've got just now, which I didn't get with the sides on. Let's complete the contract first though. $62,512. So that's extra money in the bank there. That's us now up to $230,000 in the bank, which is where we kind of need to be for getting through winter. Although we still have the crisp factory, which I think is about 30, I think it's 30 or 35,000 for that as well, the potato processing plant to make crisps. So we've still got that to pay for. I don't think there's anything else we can do to make money apart from start the ethanol plant. We're going to wait until tomorrow until the corn's ready. And that contract we've obviously just picked up just now, the 62,000 as well. So the only other thing we've got is the new mulching bucket which we've bought. It's double the size, double the capacity. It's about 2,000 litres instead of 1,000 litres for our front loader, because we managed to nip across with the truck and trailer, the low loader, and grab the front loader we've got sitting at the ethanol plant. It's there doing nothing. There's no point in buying a second bit of equipment for here. So we took that back here. We also managed to nip up and grab the new mulching bucket, which is $15,500 from the store, and take it down here. It's still on the back of the truck there. We'll get to see that in just a second, but that is for the sugar beet. Because obviously this potato is just a one-off. We're going to get the potato processing plant, just a cheaper one though, so that we can recoup our money pretty quickly. And then move it to sugar beet for next year, because we need the sugar beet, because we can use potatoes or sugar beet for what we're planning to do. Hopefully, by the looks of it, it's only going to be an episode or two away until we can actually do it. Preferably in the winter time when we've got nothing to do, we can potentially get into doing what we were planning to do that we've never done before. I'm creating so much suspense for this, but it's going to be something so basic that everyone's done and I've never done it, so it's new to me. But we can use potatoes or sugar beet for it, but the potatoes we can only use for it and nothing else unless we get a big processing plant to run through it. Or we go a biogas route, which gives us methane and electric, which could be handy in the future and brings us more money. But this is our new mulching bucket. because we need this to mulch the sugar beet into sugar beet cut to then put into the biogas plant. So that's the reason we bought that bucket. It's got 2 uses. It's double the size for what we need here for moving potatoes to the plant and where we need to until we get sugar beet. And then it also cuts the sugar beet for us when we get to it as well. So I think we're going to leave the episode there. We've done quite a bit. We still haven't quite reached corn because we took on that new field, paid for that, and then we had to harvest the potatoes, which took all of today. But tomorrow, definitely, first thing in the morning, provided it's not raining, because the rain is in the forecast, we're going to get into doing the corn. So I'm just going to tidy up round about the edges here, push this potatoes back into the storage barn just a bit more so it's a bit more tidy and out of the way. And then we're going to jump into tomorrow for the next episode and get some potatoes. I think this machine's maybe just, I've underestimated this, it's maybe just a little too small. We might have to get a wheel loader. Well, we probably will do eventually when we get onto the sugar beet. Oh, that was quite rough. But yeah, we'll work away doing this and we will see you tomorrow. Whoa. Maybe this, oh no, maybe this wasn't a good idea. Maybe we should have got the little bucket. That's why it exists for the small machines. Right, we are going to work away with this small little challenge here. We've got to try not tip over the Kubota. Try and not create more damage. Right, we'll work away with this and we'll see you in the next episode. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you very much for watching and we'll see you again soon for the next one.